Hello everyone, and welcome to my first Dungeons & Dragons 5e session as a Game Master. My name is Mikey. I will hopefully be taking you through a journey along with my future wife, my best friend, and his wife. It's just a small little adventure dungeon crawler I made for them. Jennifer is playing Nevaeh of Levi's, a druid Osmir searching for clues about her sister's death. Jalen is playing Drothnor, a drunken tiefling looking for nothing more than a good time. Claire, playing Utofo Glenkraken, a Triton, doing an internship abroad in the vast deserts. None of them have ever played D&D before, and I've never had to be the one in charge of the math and the encounters. Join us as we enter the Angel and the Vengeful Sea. Please leave comments below, and let me know what you thought of everyone, their characters, if I fudged some rolls or checks. Hey, I'm still learning, and I want to make this as much fun for my players as possible, so let's get started. Okay. Alright guys, I know this is going to be our first, you guys are all new players, I'm a new DM, so this is gonna be crazy, and we're all just gonna have to learn together. Alright, so I want you guys to read your character backstories. I will read most of it, honestly, and there's just certain highlighted parts that I want you to try to read in the best of character that you think that your character would say this.
Start with me.
You want to start? Okay, yeah, Jalen, that's great. So, Can you say your name for me? Because it's kind of... I don't know how to say it, Jalen. How do you say it?
How do I say what?
Your name. How do you say your character's name?
Drothnor.
Drothnor the what?
Drothnor the Anus Destroyer.
There you go. Okay. In the nearby stable, surrounded by blood of 1,000 destroyed anuses, Drothnor sleeps heavily in the pile of hay as the horses muzzle his body.
That too.
He slowly wakes up and wipes puke from his chin, thinking to himself as he opens his eyes, the dark vision casting over his pupils.
How could I, Drothnor, have fallen asleep in the hay?
Walking back towards Demoy's stable inn, brushing yourself off, you remember briefly, before your 5th shot of fireball, a rumor the patrons were saying about a mysterious loot, fit for a king, one might say, in a newly appeared pyramid. Luckily, your caravan had a near limitless supply of fireball, Twizzlers, and Mr. Pibb. Climbing aboard to yourself, you say, with no one around to hear or honestly care,
My enemies refer to me as the Anus Destroyer. Unironically.
Whipping his horse, galloping away towards the silhouette of a triangle again, but now yelling.
I straight curb stomp the weak until their faggot skulls explode.
Drothnor, you are a tiefling, which is almost like a hobbit and a dragon mix, kind of. But you're not very tall. I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
You're on for Drathnor's height.
You're a rogue, so you're real good at sneaking around and stabbing people in the back. And I hope you have a great time playing this character, because you are just such that. This is you. This is definitely for you. Who's next? Jennifer? Claire?
I am.
You are.
Who wants to go next? Jennifer or Claire?
Claire.
I don't know.
Claire.
Yeah.
You ready? You get her up to the mic. Get her ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Tired of reading books on how to jerk off clownfish, Utofo was already present in the kingdom of Verlavi when the pyramid appeared, working as an intern in the castle. Her boss, Edela, was the right-hand woman of King Gark. She would advise him on all military decisions, while Utofo would stand behind, transcribing the advice for later use. The night of the kings returned good health. Utofo had been ordered by Edela to record all of her conversations for the night of the party so she could read them back in the morning how brilliant they were. Thinking to herself,
Utola is going to drink too much, and I'm going to have to write down all the awful things she's going to say about people.
That's great. It's like Sailor Moon mixed with Misty. That's great.
Shh.
Okay. The party was very loud and crowded, but Utofo had a job to uphold or she wouldn't get paid this week. Edela had just finished her 3rd pint when bumping into Vigilwreath, wobbly poking his finger into his chest. You found your axe yet, you stupid muscle ass?
Utofo writes quickly.
Vigilwreath knows better than to feed into this when she's been drinking, but he had also been drinking too. Setting his hand on her shoulder, Edela, you know I have not found the axe that took my arm, but if you're that concerned, I can find someone to remove the stick from your ass if that's going to be it. Grinning, moving past Edela at a brisk pace, he smiles and he passes Utofo and heading to his wing of the castle.
Utofo writes furiously, thinking about how funny this one was going to be for her. For her tomorrow.
And it will be. It will be very funny to read back. The next morning, Vigilwreath had been busy working, moving sand from a man-sized triangle from beneath the earth. Utofo awoke to the news and rushed quickly out to see what the other citizens had seen. Edela arrived 15 minutes later, still drunk, pushing her way through the crowd. Seeing the back of Utofo's Triton figure, Edela moves behind her and begins to push her along. Come on, girl, we can't let that muscle ass take all the glory.
After many nights of digging and deliberation, exploration to the pyramid.
Cool. 2 of you are there. You're almost to the pyramid, guys. You're almost there.
Drink some water, Claire. Almost.
Who's choking? Who's choking? It's
I don't know. I think so.
Jennifer.
What?
You ready?
I suppose so.
Okay.
Like, I have a voice for this, so like it's just gonna be me.
That's just gonna be your voice. You, Nadia, you are a druid with this sense of like celestial orbience, and you're real into just research and just like looking up old dirty books, you know, kind of thing.
Dirty books?
Dirty books. They're not clean books. They haven't been checked out in a long time. They're dirty. Okay, so the carriage rocks and bumps against the gravel, and she thinks to herself, I haven't slept in days. The exhaustion is getting worse. Recently, my sister Lei was ridden with a strange, unknown disease. Our doctors had no explanation, and therefore no cure.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't following along.
Oh, great.
I thought I saw her in the mirror this morning.
Before she died, she wrote a letter on her deathbed to me specifically. I haven't been able to shake it from my mind. The whole letter seemed strange, but at the end of the circle, drawn in purple, appeared and glowed before breaking into lines of light. I quickly took out my quill and ink, dissecting and taking notes from the letter, but seemingly getting nowhere.
I've searched every library in...
Say it.
I don't know.
Levi's?
Levi's? Okay. For anything like the glowing circle.
Soon after, my queen, Vofi, had received a letter from an annoying little boy, Etta, the assistant to the regional knight, looking for recruits to join him in the other various talents, and he had accrued. Vofi requested specifically that I travel with him to figure out this mysterious pyramid vision.
I would have volunteered anyways. I had a strange feeling the answer I'm looking for in my sister's letter lies in the far land of
Virlavi. I quietly drift off to sleep as the carriage begins its trip across the desert.
Okay.
Hey, Mikey.
Yes.
Assistant to the regional knight gets me every time.
Thank you so much. I love it. I love it so much. Like, I can't wait for you guys to meet Etta. He is the ultimate goody two-shoes. I hope he just absolutely gets under your skin. Okay. So you all arrive variously at the camp. Drathnor coming in by his carriage full of Fireball and Twizzlers.
And I'm just drunk as shit.
Utofo has been at Vigilwreath's side. She's transcribing all the things he's got to say to people. He's moving people around and, you know, making people do work, basically. He's in charge around here. So you all kind of you wake up in the camp, or you don't necessarily wake up, but there's a horn. You hear this loud horn. I can't make horn sounds. That's a horn, right? That's a trumpet. That's a trumpet, right? Can you guys make trumpet sounds? Because I can't. So you all come out of your respected tents. You all come out of your respected tents, and you know that Vigilwreath is getting ready to speak. So can you guys move your characters towards him?
To who?
To who? To
Vigilwreath.
Who the fuck is Vigilwreath?
One moving.
Yeah, Mikey, which one is that?
The one...
Is it the guy with the sword?
Yeah.
To you.
Okay.
Okay.
Drathnor has made his way over there. Nevaeh desperately misses, and Utofo is on top of him.
Oh, damn it.
Mikey, quit.
I'm not doing anything. You're jacking your own character up.
I'm not. I was.
Mikey, talk.
Whatever.
Okay, so you all gather around Vigilwreath after this terrible horn because he doesn't actually know how to play the trumpet, but he was really trying to get everybody's attention.
It's more of a noisemaker at this point.
He says, "I'm sorry to wake you, young travelers. I know many of you just arrived and have not had time to rest across crossing the Naza Desert, but I am Vigilwreath, the exiled Sandwalker. Some of you may know me from my adventures and heartaches from your father's tales, but 4 weeks ago, my king Garrick, I haven't decided how I was going to say it, Garrick, received a vision of great calamity from the spirits of the fallen Sandwalkers, detailing fire raining from the sky, a blackened sky of ash and smoke. He spoke of the citizens screaming in peril and fear, only to be broken by the earth crackling boom and white light flooding over the land of Verlavi. But when he awoke from the sight, I was there, lifting him and rushing him to our royal medical guard. He whispered to me before losing his consciousness again, 'The pyramid, Vigil, the pyramid, it must not be rebirthed!' He's an old king. I knew nothing about pyramid. I've personally spent my golden years eradicating threats to the regained homeland, collecting magical items to be cataloged and stored, and restoring the trade systems lost to the sand dune. Not once was a pyramid ever spoken of, written, nothing. I sent the assistant to the regional sandwalkers to every land still in the alliance of the bears, and even to ones removed, asking for strong fighters, skilled spellcasters, god damn it.
Nice.
Read.
Okay, the brightest minds, the holiest of vessels, anyone who could help save my land. 3 long suns passed before Garrick woke again, and on the night of his awakening, the kingdom of Jericho celebrated. I could not shake the whispered words he had spoke to me, though. I removed myself from the party and took retreat with wine and splendor in my personal bath, overlooking the western desert of Naza. I would not believe myself if it hadn't still been standing the next morning's light. A pyramid had uncovered from the sand. As quickly as the laborers could dig, my king offered toil, treasure, and glory, a permanent home to those who could seek it, and any one wish anyone could ask for. I'm also aware that some of you aren't here for any of that, but for your own personal reasons that I do not wish to offend. The days leading up to this gathering has been spent in frenzy. The time has come. We've all arrived, bringing our special perspective to the challenge. We will cross the bridge of Naza, head west, and arrive at the temple steps in 1 hour. The moon will be at its highest zenith and provide us with the most light. Until then, rest, travelers. Yeah. So what do you guys do? You're in this base camp, and he basically told you to fuck off for an hour. This guy, Bodo, I can't say his name without laughing. It's real hard. Boglog Longa of the Boglong land. It's a tongue twister. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about this, and he's been shady since you all got here. And he decides that he is just going to go ahead and go anyway. He's going to head off to the temple. He doesn't care. What are you guys going to do? You have the chance to talk to each other. You have a chance to talk to me. You have a chance to explore the camp that you're in. Find more out about the situation that you're in. Do you all just go ahead? Anybody want to do anything?
Do any of you guys have any water?
He's been drinking Fireball for days. Do any of you have any water?
I'm not going to repeat
Does anybody give Drathnor any water?
No.
No? Let him starve. Vigilwreath is leaving. He's tired. He doesn't understand that, like, if you guys are being mean to each other already, he's like, I don't care. I'm just going to leave.
I'm not even going to look for clownfish because there's no water anywhere.
You see if there's any water in this desert.
There's none.
There's none right here. Like, I'll give you that.
I'm going to look in this fire.
You get too close and I'll make you take fire damage, I swear to God.
Dude, I've been drinking Fireball. I get immunity.
Oh, okay, so that's definitely not how it works, but okay. You see, that's not how it works. I really wish it was. You see,
you two people look fun. Do you want to go to that pyramid?
Well, first of all, you hear these real high-pitched screams coming out of nowhere. Vigilwreath! Vigilwreath! Oh no! Help! Help! Do you all want to move to Vigilwreath and see what this commotion is? Or you can explore the camp. You guys can move around, do what you want to do. Just move the characters there.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Jennifer, that is a
Jennifer
cliff. You
jumped off the
can't go
cliff.
there.
I'll save you.
I'll save you.
Dragnor will pull you back up from the depths.
What?
Helia over here, who's been quiet the entire time, and you don't know much about him yet, he's going to go ahead and he's just going to see what all this commotion is.
Okay, let's go over there.
Drone, he's out of this.
Confused.
You see in this desert camp just this big campfire and sand's all around, the moon's coming up, and you're all just kind of, you either just woke up or you just arrived. Drathnor, he's still got a little bit of puke on his chin. He's wiping it off. And
Sounds like you, Mikey.
It's not me.
Are you?
Utofo needs to follow Vigilwreath over here because she is transcribing all of his events and just everything he says. So I'm going to move her over here. Healy is moved over here. This little Aussie dwarf, he's moved over here. Everybody's seeing this. And you all, except for Jennifer, you trying to move there?
Fuck, you didn't say anything. Okay.
Everybody else did. Okay. So everybody crowds around this rickety bridge. This just rickety bridge leaning across this canyon. And you hear this little knight, basically. He can't be more than like 5'2". He's just a little kind of 15-year-old kid in this heavy plated armor, and it's all green and yellow, and he's out of breath, and he says, Vigilwreath, the sand's changed. He's out of breath. It was a long run.
I can't handle that voice, though. Please don't do that.
I like it.
That's his voice. Edda, he's out of breath. He's the assistant to the regional knight. And he's out of breath. And Vigilwreath grabs him and he says, it's okay, boy. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's going on? And he basically, mumbles to each other and out of breath and panting, he says, the rocks, they're different. They don't say the same thing anymore. And Vigilwreath is concerned, but he realizes that Edda is just a small boy out of breath.
And then Drathnor cuts in. He overhears the conversation.
What do you say to Edda?
Are you two gentlemen doing all right? You seem to be in a bit
out of breath. Well, I've been better, but So
just so you know,
Vigilwreath,
they call me the Anus Destroyer.
that's great, but not helpful in this time. But okay, I'll remember that. And
Dude, why do you sound like Morty right now?
because I want him to be a Morty.
Dude, that's such a Morty.
He's a Morty. So Vigilwreath grabs Edda by the arm and he says, "Let's go, boy!" And he moves him over there. It's
That's
not quite
Kratos.
time for you guys to go ahead and go to the entrance. It's still got some time. Do you want to explore camp? Do you want to talk to each other and figure out why you're all here? See what's around. I don't get to see the darkened vision that you all see, so why don't you just take a minute to kind of explore your surroundings? If you do fall off that little cliff, though, I'm gonna make you fight things. I'm just letting you know now. Don't be dumb, Jalen.
What are you two
Lord, don't be dumb.
What are you two ladies doing here?
No, that's my Aussie character. I have a little dwarf Australian, and he says, "What do you reckon of that, mates?" What do you say? What do you say to him? What do you reckon of that, mates?
Say that again, Mikey.
What do you reckon?
I reckon I'll destroy your anus if you don't go back to where you came from.
Okay.
Okay.
You need to move, boy.
He's gonna go ahead and go wait over here. He's been really uncomfortable with you guys since you got here. You've been loud and obnoxious. One of my other NPCs who
I'm still drenched in puke, so like and I don't
you
even
still
like I
definitely
don't even
smell
care.
like puke. You definitely still smell like puke, and everybody can smell it.
Like when I get close to someone, they move.
So my other NPC, Helia over here, he doesn't care about your guys' bullshit. You've just been yelling at people and causing problems. He's gonna go ahead and dick around, kind of see around the camp, because not only are you guys here, but there's a bustling community of people walking around and moving sand and dirt. It's this big giant what's the word I'm looking for? Archaeological dig. Like, people are digging this pyramid out of the sand as we speak. You still have, I'll give you 5 more minutes in this camp before somebody else shows up.
Okay.
Okay. You're all moving around. You see inside your camp. Each tent is filled with, a nice little bed sheet. What's that, Jalen? What do you see? You saw it for a second there. What was that?
I see a place to sleep off a hangover.
Well, that is true, and you probably need it. But you also saw something else. Something a little stuck in the sand. Only about a corner of it sticking out.
What the fuck is this? I'm gonna dig it out.
Do you see what I'm talking about on the map, though?
No, I really don't.
Then you gotta find it. I'm sorry, man. Like, I left you a specific thing here. You have to find it.
Hey, shut up. Is it this?
Is it the black hole?
No, it's not the black hole. That's a good guess, though.
God damn it.
The sand.
Oh, Jennifer's getting warm. Nevaeh's getting warm. Drothnar's getting cold. Oh, Drothnar is on fire. It's on fire. What is that? What do you guys see? Do you see? There's a small corner of a treasure chest sticking outside of the sand. What do you guys do?
Dig it up.
I'm gonna dig this shit up.
Okay, so that... do you have any tools? Do any of you have any tools for this? No. You're all just digging with your hands. So this turns into, you all have to probably dig for this for probably like 15 minutes before you can really see the lid and kind of the lock on it. And it's this brown and golden ornate treasure chest. And there's no real lock on it, which is even stranger, that there's just this treasure chest sticking in the back of a campsite. Like, not locked, nothing. Do you guys open it?
Yeah, I'm gonna say no, because that seems really strange.
Okay. So
I want to open it. I want to
open it. Drothnar, you do open it.
You two can fuck off.
Oh, Nevaeh runs, and you Tofo run from this. Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine, guys. So Drothnar opens it, and he sees inside a bunch of different things clustered in this, like, it's almost like, when your parents or your grandparents, like, pack up Christmas ornaments, they wrap them in that fucking, like, newspaper and bubble wrap and all that stuff. So inside this is just a bunch of newspaper and things wrapped inside of newspaper so they don't break. First, since apparently Drothnar is the only one over there, are you going to tell anyone that these things are over here, or are you just going to be like, no, this is all my shit?
You're selfish.
This is all my shit.
Okay. Okay. So,
Finders, keepers, losers, fuck off.
The first thing you find is a tiny pyramid, probably like 3 or 4 inches tall, little model, carved from sandstone and engraved with hieroglyphics that you don't know. And you're like, well, that's fucking strange. Okay.
I'm not gonna act like I don't know it, though. I'm gonna act like I know exactly what the fuck these hieroglyphs mean.
Okay. You can roll up, or later on you can try to deceive that you actually know what it is, but that's fine. You see a ring with 5 keys and a bronze tag engraved with an alien-like symbol on it.
The fuck is this? Some Star Wars shit.
Okay. And then the next thing, you're still rifling through, making a lot of sound, talking to yourself still during this. And you see a tiny squid. Like, creature, it's not really a squid because it's too small. It's no bigger than a couple inches. And it's preserved in
That's about right.
this little preserved glass bottle with some water in it. Do you keep digging? You want to keep digging, Jalen? You want to keep seeing what all this is in this treasure chest of just random shit?
See everything, baby.
Everything. You're just throwing newspaper
All the
matter.
non-essentials to the fucking wolves.
Yeah, they're gonna choke on it. Okay, so a loosely bound folder filled with rules of chivalry, like open the door, say please and thank you, just real basic chivalry bullshit. And you don't care about this, and you keep digging further in. You see this glass lens. You see this glass lens and etched with geometric patterns that you don't understand because you don't even know what a fucking square is.
X equals negative B.
That's exactly right.
B squared minus 4AC divided by 2A.
So you see all these things, and you've got them all in your hands. You haven't put them in your pocket. You're just holding all of these things, arms full. What do?
Hey, Sheila, you look like a smart one. Can you tell me what this shit is?
Utofo, I need you to roll a d20 to basically... Okay, Jalen, I need you to ask her specifically what one item is at a time. I can reread them to you, and then she can make rolls on whether she knows what they are or not.
Hey, Mermaid Sheila.
Mermaid Sheila, there you go.
Do you know what this thing in the glass case is?
All right, Utofo needs to roll a d20 and see if she knows what it is. Jalen, do you have her
Yes.
her sheets in front of you? What does it say your modifier for wisdom is?
1.
+1. Okay, so whatever you roll on your d20, +1. You rolled a 12, not bad. So then you get the 13. So Utofo knows that this is a small creature of the deep. It's not necessarily from her homeland of Glen Kraken, but it's a traveler. It's a little itty bitty baby squid baby. God, I can't get squid baby out of my mouth. What is that? Yeah, it's a squid baby. It's just a little baby squid baby, and it's got big black eyes. It's kind of cute in its own little squid baby kind of way, and it's inside.
It looks like the squid off of Men in Black, the chick that.
Yes, exactly. When Will Smith is on that call,
Yeah.
and he has to have that birth of the squid baby,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it looks like, but smaller. Great, yeah. So then, Utofo, you know that this is just a creature of the deep. You have no idea why it's inside this glass. And what do you decide to tell Drafnor about it?
What?
Because you can talk to it. You have speak to animals. Do you want to try to talk to it? You can speak to animals of the deep.
What'd you say, Mikey?
Utofo can speak to animals that breathe water.
Oh, that's sick.
What does it say?
What are you doing stranded here in the desert?
Okay, roll another d20, because, that was a little bit of a much. Squids don't necessarily know what deserts are, okay? Just to give you a little range, it's not a highly intelligent creature. But take another d20 roll. 1. Okay, I'm really sorry to do this, but you rolled so poorly. He basically says, I need water, Sandy.
Hey, you're already in water, you little fucking bitch.
More. Do you guys you guys have water, sure? Do you want to pour some water in there to help it breathe a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You pour some water in there,
Pours water.
and it's gulping it down. This little 2-inch squid, and it says, "I don't know what happened. I was just swimming along, swimming, and then I'm here. I'm in this glass bottle, and it's so scary. I don't know what glass is." Do you want to keep it? Or Drothnor, do you want to keep it, or do you want to give it to Utofo? What do you want to do?
Hey, Mermaid Sheila, I'm gonna give this little ripper to you. You look like you could get more use of it than I.
There
What
you
is
go.
your purpose here, little squid?
It's still in my accent.
You're stealing my accent. Okay, so now Utofo has this little baby squid. You can hold on to it and keep it, look at it, do whatever you want with it for now. It doesn't need much attention, and it is exhausted from not having any water. So it's probably going to just pass out for a little while. Helia exits its tent, and he hears all this commotion of just this really weird Australian accent, but not necessarily Australian. He doesn't understand. So he walks over to Drothnor and he says, "What are you going on about, Typhling? What do you want?"
Hey, boy, it's none of your business.
I'm not a boy, I'm older than
Sheila
you.
say about here.
What do you have? He says, "What do you have?" And he starts following you a little bit. You're backing up.
I ain't got shit you need to worry about.
Well, it's
I don't know if you heard, but they call me Drive Noah.
Yeah, I heard the Anus Destroyer unironically, and I don't believe you.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't care for this conversation anymore.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You leave me and the Sheila alone.
So Edda comes running back, and as he comes running back from this, you hear the bridge breaking underneath him because he's just furiously running. And he says, out of breath again, because he's not a distance runner. He's not a distance runner, guys. Vigilwreath said that I need to come get you guys. It's getting bad.
Hey, what the fuck do you need me for?
I don't know. I don't make the rules. I just follow what he says.
Dude, you're such a Morty. I love it. Oh my god.
And so you see Edda has come back. Hands on his knees, out of breath. We gotta go. Vigilwreath said it's bad. Oh no.
Oh gee, Rick.
Oh gee, Vigilwreath. So he turns around after sprinting back across this bridge, and you heard how rickety the bridge was when he came back, it creaking and cracking a little. So then Edda takes his first step and walks onto it, and you hear it snap underneath him, and he's like, "Oh geez, guys, this is gonna be tough. We're gonna have to roll checks to get across this." So we can either roll initiative if one of you don't want to volunteer to go first across this rickety bridge, or you can volunteer to go first and you can roll how well you do.
I'll go first.
Okay, I need you to roll a d20 plus your athletics. What does it say on your athletics?
Damn it, I don't know.
What does it say that?
The sheets are in my damn car.
That's your fault. You need to go get them.
Okay, give me just a second.
I probably have it, actually. Don't worry about it.
Okay, let me know.
Your acrobatics you get a +2. So you're going to roll a d20 and then add +2 to it to see if you get across this rickety bridge. You rolled a 4 plus a 2. So
Damn it.
You're walking across this bridge, and I'm going to go ahead and move your character just a little bit. You move across this bridge, and you get about 2 or 3 steps in, and your left foot goes through. It just snaps right underneath you.
Oh, shit.
Okay, you're stuck for a moment. Who wants to go next?
Claire does.
Utofo.
Utofo wants to go next. Roll a d20 plus your acrobatics.
D20. What's her acrobatics?
What's the acrobatics?
Okay. I'm gonna use this time, Jalen. Go out to your car and go get that. I'm gonna move everybody else along. Okay. Your acrobatics has a +2 as well, so you'll hit the roll d20 button, and then we will add 2 to that score, and we'll see how good you do.
Modifier? What's modifier mean?
+2. Just hit 2.
Just hit 2. Okay, I thought I heard.
I heard that. 19. So you basically tiptoe across this. No problem. At all. It means nothing to you.
All right.
All right. So you made it across. My character, Helia, will go next. And I'm going to have him roll a d20 as well. And what is his modifier? Let's see what I have. Because I actually have my sheets.
Shut the fuck up. I got.
My acrobatics is only a +1, so that's fine. Are you all in the chat, like on Icon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see all the rolls. If you move over, you can go over to your journal, and that should have your character sheets and any other handouts that are for you.
I have my character sheet here, but like I just don't know what to do.
Oh, okay, so Helia rolls an 18 + 1, again a 19. He just trots right across like it's nothing. These mean nothing to him.
Damn.
Stands along Utofo and grins a little and says, "Yeah, that was pretty easy, wasn't it?" Edda, who is a chivalrous knight, says, "Ladies first." So that means
Oh, gee, ladies first.
ladies first. So Nevaeh, I need you to roll a d20 plus your athletics modifier. Jennifer, you rolled a 14. What's your plus to your acrobatics?
It's a 1.
It's a 1. Okay, so you rolled a 15. You walk across it. There's a few spots where it snaps a little bit, but it's really not that bad. You just kind of tiptoe around the bad spots, and you make it over as well. And this will go back to, now I have the Aussie, who is absolutely terrified of heights, and he doesn't know that he's necessarily going to do this. He hasn't decided whether he's honestly going to do this, but he's going to try. And he's going to roll a d20, plus his +1 to modifier. And he rolls a 19. He makes it across. He was scared, but he did it perfectly, just like everyone else.
Hell yeah.
He's going to roll a d20 as well, and he's going to make his plus athletics to get across. Jalen, I just want you to know, like, behind the curtain, you really needed anything higher than a fucking 10, and you could have made it across this. Edda has a...
It wouldn't be a good campaign if Drathnor didn't fuck up all the time. I'm just throwing that out there.
Okay, Drathnor also makes it across, breaks a few branches, so I'm going to lower the way to make it across maybe another 1. You just got to roll higher than 9. They've been breaking a few branches, okay? Few planks in the thing. Jalen, no. Jalen, it's back to you. Roll me another d20 plus your modifier.
Hey,
I got it. I got it. Don't touch it.
Right now.
Jennifer, what did you say?
My screen is black right now. Like
I cannot see what I rolled.
Your screen is black. It should be. That's fine.
I rolled a 14.
You rolled a 12 plus 2, 14. You make it across. You pull your leg out of the fucking plank that you fell through, and you say, "Oh, that sucked."
And no. I say, if this plank had an anus, I'd probably destroy it.
Okay, that's exactly what you say. And you make it across. So now you're all in this blackened region, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me just a second.
We are?
Why can't you see that?
You can't see anything? What about now?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So you all have this real bad juju vibe coming up the back of your spine. It's like the wind when it hits you just right. You feel that chill down your spine. I need everybody to roll me one more d20 plus your let me see. Let me just make sure I have the right modifier for it, so I know which one exactly to use. But you roll a d20 plus your modifier, okay?
Which modifier?
I'm getting there. I have to look. Okay. You need to roll a perception check. So it's your DC plus wisdom.
Okay. Yeah, I've just got +1 perception. I roll a...
Mikey, I can't see the dice on my screen.
Come on. I rolled a fucking 3.
Okay, hold on just a second. Jennifer, I will get right back to you. Jalen rolls a 3. You don't notice shit, but you're real concerned. And you see everybody else around you
What's your
like the
perception?
same level of concern. Jennifer, what do you mean you cannot see anything?
I can't see any dice on the screen.
One.
Go over to your settings.
Okay.
Okay, Claire's rolling a... Claire rolled a 2.
What's her modifier? I know it's not
Plus
enough,
1.
but...
She rolled a 1 + 1.
Okay, so we'll get to that just a second. Jennifer, do you see enable 3D dice, automatically roll 3D dice in your settings?
Why don't I see her dice?
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
weird.
Is it enabled? Do you have those 2 clicked?
Yeah.
And
Okay,
you can't see your dice?
That's fine.
I can see dice now, but it's not my dice.
Try again for me, please.
Yeah, those were my dice I threw. I was just fucking around, sorry.
There it is. I see it. Do you?
No, I can't.
Yes, I see it.
You don't see it, Jennifer, because you just rolled a fucking nat 20.
Also, I have a +3 perception, so.
Yeah, so you just rolled a 23.
So
And okay, let me get to Claire's first, and then I will come to you, okay?
okay.
Go for it.
So, you Tofo, you rolled a fucking 2. I'm sorry, but like you don't notice anything either. You also get this same weird feeling in the back of your spine of like, goosebumps. That's weird. Jennifer, you rolled a nat 20 plus a 3. So I'm not even gonna play with you. You broke the seal. You see this this purple light start forming, and it slowly makes the shape of an intricate design of what you can tell to be a scarab, and it connects all the lines, and they all glow brightly purple, and then in an instant they all shatter into 1,000 like almost glass pieces, and they all just kind of shimmer away into nothingness. But only you see that.
Okay.
Do you want to tell them, or do you want to just like continue on and we'll move to the entrance of the pyramid?
I think I'm probably trying to tell everybody else about it.
Okay, well hold on. Before you do that, let me roll my checks, because I also have to do it for my 2 characters that made it over, or actually 3, I think. So Etta doesn't see much. He's just like,
Of course he doesn't see much.
he's like, why is everybody so worried looking? What's wrong? What's wrong?
Trying to show off my powers, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then Helio, he rolls it. And he rolls an 11. So he knows this is old energy and it's weak, but it's starting kind of purple and ghastly, and he doesn't see any more than that.
He just senses it, if you will.
He senses it more than anything. And then Throve, the Australian dwarf, he rolls. And he rolls, oh god, he still rolled a 13. So he also knows that this is like some very old energy, and he can feel how it's weak, but it's starting to regain its grasp and just kind of like take form again. Okay, now that is all over, you guys can talk about what just happened.
I've got a weird feeling in the back of my mind. You fellas feel anything like that?
Jennifer, this would be the time where you tell them what you saw. Or you can keep it to yourself. If that's what you want to do, we can honestly move on like that.
You said it was a shape, and I don't remember what it was.
A scarab.
So I saw this like purple scarab. Like, what the fuck, guys? You didn't see this glowing purple scarab.
What the fuck kind of flying purple fucking scarab are you talking about?
Oh my god, Jalen, I love that your character is basically like from the Boondock Saints. That's great. Okay, so you all can you feel this dark energy, and you still all decide to continue on to the entrance of the pyramid, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Jalen still has all those weird knickknacks. He's finally kind of put them away after he had to try to cross the bridge and fall on his fucking dick. But
I'm still about half hungover still.
yeah, I should make you roll for disadvantage, but I didn't. The party lives another day. After a few iffy moments here and there, trying to maneuver around Roll20, which we're all using and trying to learn together, the party finds the treasure chest. They open the treasure chest. Well, Drothnor opens the treasure chest and greedily keeps most of it. He then causes some issues, starts harassing everyone at camp, but they eventually get the call to arms from Etta. He runs back and says that the rocks have changed, that the temple entrance is now different. So the boys all made their checks through, made it across the rickety bridge. They all stood underneath this dirty sacred scarab seal, and they've all decided to continue on to the entrance. Catch us next time, and we will find out what happens to them at the entrance. Thanks for listening. Ahoy mates, it's me, your Dungeon Master, Meta Mikey Parker, and I want to say from everyone at my table and myself, thank you from the bottom of our hit points for listening and taking any sort of interest in this. You can follow all my players on Facebook if they add you, that's up to them. You can follow me on Twitter at Meta Mikey Parker. You can go to our Patreon page, patreon.com/MetaMikey, and you can have the chance to have your name read out during this section of the show, or you can get some other really great rewards and content. But until then, stay safe, adventurers.